Hello, and welcome to the Agilysys Next Generation Hospitality event. My name is Jen Reeves, and this is Hospitality for Gaming. Please use the Q&A tab to submit questions. We will answer as many as we can live. And if you deselect the anonymous checkbox, we will be sure to follow up with you on any questions we do not get to in the session. Also, this session will be available on demand later today in the same location on the event website, should you want to watch the replay. The casino environment has a unique set of considerations when it comes to recognizing patrons for non-gaming spend. In this session, we'll explore point of sale and property management solutions that can increase this valuable revenue with rich integrations to casino and revenue management systems. Kevin Hibbs, Director of Product Management, is primarily responsible for our LMS property management system, as well as a handful of other PMS-related solutions. I was in Kevin's office in Las Vegas last week and noticed a few certificates on the wall. He has been with Agilysys over 15 years. We could not have found a more knowledgeable person than Kevin to deliver the content today. So Kevin, in reading your bio, I understand you avoid the teacups at Disneyland. If they're not your favorite, what is your favorite ride or experience?
Well, I used to like the teacups when I was a kid, but as one gets older, one doesn't do with the spinning so well. So I've moved on to the safer rides like Pirates. So Pirates of the Caribbean is probably one of my favorite. It's
Oh, that
cheesy
is a good
and
one.
nostalgic, right?
Yeah, a little nostalgic. Okay, great. And I want to give just one note before I hand it over to you, just to let the audience know we've had some connectivity issues, internet service issues in our Las Vegas office where Kevin is presenting. We think we have resolved them through the service provider, but if we see any hiccups in the demo, that's probably what it is. Lucky us, it happens on the last day of our event. But all things virtual have that challenge, right, Kevin?
Right.
All right, over to you, Kevin.
Thanks. So this is the Agilysys Next Generation project suite that is anchored by InfoGenesis, which has been modernized now to natively support Android and iOS, or by one of our distinct three PMS systems, Agilysys LMS, Agilysys Visual One, and Agilysys Stay. As you can see, we have developed a comprehensive suite of cloud-native or on-prem solutions that enable you to manage your operations and provide a modern, customer-centric guest experience. During this presentation, we'll be taking you through the hospitality and leisure sections of our Agilysys products and how they can help our gaming operators. Agilysys Digital Marketing can help create and manage email templates, campaigns, and surveys. We'll talk about Agilysys Central Reservations, which is our cloud-native or on-prem application for a centralized call center. Our Guest Book is our cloud-native and commission-free booking engine. And we'll also talk about Our Guest Express, which is also a cloud-native product that provides a guest self-service options for check-in and check-out. Also, we'll be showing a few PMS features in Agilysys LMS, but please keep in mind that all PMS solutions Agilysys offer a wide variety of features and functionality for our gaming operators. So we'll start by talking about our email marketing options, some guest self-service, and then we'll jump into some options for PMS gaming. So Agilysys Digital Marketing is a hospitality marketing solution that automates the guest email and SMS marketing communications through event and campaign-based rules. You can send email confirmations as soon as a reservation is created. You can send a pre-arrival welcome email. You can send an email for departing guests with their folios attached, and a follow-up with the guest after departure with a customized survey. With over 100 PMS fields available in Agilysys Digital Marketing, you can create a large variety of campaigns and templates. For example, you could create a customized pre-arrival email template based on the player's rank or VIP status, with each email having different information targeted for that group. You can also use Agilysys Digital Marketing to create campaigns to encourage past guests to book at your website directly using Agilysys Our Guest Book booking engine. Built for the cloud, Our Guest Book has a number of features that enable patrons to log in, make reservations, view their personal offers, and even then redeem those offers when they make the reservation. Like I was saying, Our Guest Book allows guests or patrons to log in with their player number and password from the gaming system. Patrons can log in directly in our guest book, or our guest book allows for a handshake between an external player portal and our guest book. This allows guests to log in just once when booking reservations. This means that a player can log into an external player portal, browse available offers, select an offer, and then be directed directly into our guest book already logged in so they can complete the reservation and redeem that offer. Based on the patron that's logged into our guest book, we can leverage our strong PMS integrations to display that patron's custom casino offers for room reservations. Once booked, like I said, the PMS can auto-redeem those offers in the casino system as well, so there's no manual need to redeem those offers. Our guest book can show patrons custom rates based on their play as well. After a guest logs in, our guest book will show the current hotel rate and show a patron's discounted rate for their player segment. This helps to communicate to the guest that they're getting a value. For example, a gold player could log in and see that today's hotel rate is $199, but because they're a gold player, they only pay $159. Where a platinum player could log in and see the same date and see the same $199 rate for today, but see they only have to pay $109 for that rate because they're a higher rank. Our guest book can even show complimentary nights based on segmented recommendations. Agilysys has a number of self-service options to expedite your guest's hotel check-in process, improving the guest experience by helping the guest to skip the line at the front desk. With our Guest Express Mobile, guests can check in using their own mobile devices. You can have the option to allow this for all your guests, or you can restrict this as a perk to your known casino guests. Guests can receive an email or SMS notification 24 hours before arrival, so the guests can start the pre-check-in process on their own device. While checking in, guests can be presented with upgrade opportunities. For example, maybe a casino guest was comped for a standard room, but they can be presented with upgrade options and pay for those upgrades in cash. Once a guest is pre-checked in online, you can have your team monitor the queue and assign rooms as they become available, or you can create rules in the PMS to auto-assign guests waiting. The rules can be crafted in a way to allow you to control what order your guests will be assigned a room. So, for example, you can make sure to assign your higher ranked players first by creating rules that prioritize guests waiting based on their rank. Once the guest room is ready, the PMS will send an email and SMS alert automatically advising the guests where to pick up their key. Agilysys also offers a digital key option that allows your guests to bypass the front desk completely. After completing the check-in process on their phone, the patron or guest can opt to pick up a physical key, or they can opt for a digital key. As an extra option that's available, when a guest does opt for a digital key, you can require that they first go through an ID verification process. This is where they have to take a picture of their ID as well as a selfie so we can ensure the guest is over 21 and the ID matches the reservation. Another self-service check-in option is Agilysys kiosks. Agilysys kiosks feature a modern design that can be customized for your property's brand. Even the screen orientation, portrait, or landscape is customizable. Upon approaching a kiosk, a guest has the option to check in, check out, or reprint a room key. Each of these options can be enabled or disabled based on your property's business rules. Once a guest starts the check-in, check-out, or reprint key process, the guest must first insert their ID into the kiosk for verification. The guest can be presented with upgrade opportunities just like in our Guest Express Mobile. And once the guest checks in, the kiosk will dispense keys. The keys can be RFID or magstripe keys. Guest self-checkout has never been easier with our Guest Express Mobile and kiosk. With the Guest Express Mobile, guests will receive an email or SMS on their day of departure at a scheduled time. Our Guest Express Mobile will then display the guest folio, allowing them to zoom in on details of each item, including a copy of any food and beverage or retail receipt from Agilysys. During the checkout process, you can enable features such as purchasing a late checkout, leaving an extra tip for housekeepers, paying with a new card, or for casino patrons in particular, you can provide the option to pay their folio balance with some or all of their accrued points. Guests will have the option to add an email address upon checkout, and then they will receive a copy of their finalized folio automatically. Guests can also return to Our Guest Express mobile weeks later and look up their folio and have a copy of that folio resent to them via email. Agilysys PMS solutions all offer powerful gaming integrations. From the PMS, users can search for players by name or by number and auto-populate the reservation based on the information from the patron management system, reducing the time it takes to create a reservation. The player inquiry feature also monitors patrons that may have been banned from the casino, alerting users and preventing the hotel reservation from being created. Properties can also create hotel offers and link them to casino offers, which when booked automatically redeem. You can create discounted rate offers or even complimentary offers this way. With comp restrictions, we can control the number of complimentary nights a guest has in any given month or week, helping you to mitigate comp abuse. This can be controlled by a player's rank. So, for example, a higher ranked player can be allowed to have more comp nights per month than a lower ranked player. Player rank is an extremely versatile and powerful feature. With our API, we can retrieve the patron's rank from a casino system or from your data warehouse, or even both. Rank is displayed on dozens of screens and reports from the front desk to housekeeping, helping to ensure that loyal patrons are recognized. Player rank can be used to control resort fees, exempting your higher ranked players from paying resort fees. You can also secure your valuable player's information by using player masking. So based on a user and a player's rank, a user may be prevented from seeing the guest name and address and personal details. We can even trigger alerts based on the player rank via SMS, email, or to Microsoft Teams to internal team members so that as soon as a guest reservation is booked, your VIP services can be aware and give that guest the attention they deserve. Guests who may not have a player number can have one auto-assigned to them at check-in time with the auto-enroll feature. With this, the PMS will send off a request to the patron management system to have a player number assigned. Once the player number has a player number assigned, the reservation is auto-updated with that new player number. In addition to the primary guest having a player number, any number of additional guests can have a player number associated with them as well. This is very useful when using the AutoComp feature. The AutoComp feature allows a user to inquire to the casino system to see how many points the player might have and apply those to a guest's folio. AutoComp can not only support multiple banks, points versus discretionary, for example, but also support multiple players on a reservation, so you can use multiple player numbers on a single folio. Using the pre-auth patron points feature allows you to lock points at time of check-in to guarantee that the guests will have enough points at the end of their stay. Sometimes the guests may check in to a comp reservation and they may use all their points in retail or F&B spend prior to checkout. This can cause their player balances to go into the negative. The patron point pre-auth feature helps to mitigate this issue. Also, a retail ratings feature can send the details of your guests' retail, their non-comp or cash spend, to a casino system. This way, your guests can accrue points on room and anything else they may have charged their folio during their stay. Okay. I'm going to take you through some actual product now. So we'll start with Our Guest Book. So this is the Our Guest Book landing page. So you see here that I currently have 6 offers available at the Alpha Resort here. So At this point, I have not yet logged in. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and log in as a patron. So I'm going to click the login button here, and I'm going to type in my player number 12300B, and I'm going to type in my password or PIN from the casino system, and I'm going to hit login. So you can see here, one of the things we just talked about earlier was the ability to monitor for banned players. Now, obviously, this is for demo purposes, and the verbiage here is customizable for the property, so you can change this verbiage. But this helps to prevent any guests who may have been banned in the gaming system from logging in and creating reservations without your knowledge. But I'm going to go ahead and use another player number that I know is not banned, and go ahead and log in. Oops. So once the player has been logged into the casino system, you see the offers page here is refreshing to see. Now I have 11 offers available. So not only do I have, if I scroll down a little bit here, I still have the staycation, the getaway, Sweet Life offers, which are the normal FIT offers that I saw when I first logged in. I also see additional offers. Now, these are casino offers. These are linked to my player account. So these are offers that have been created in the PMS and linked to a player offer. So for example here, if I want to book, let's book the top member comp here, which is the comp 3 night. Let's take a look here. So when I select that, now I'm going to go to the calendar, the best rate calendar. So this is going to show the best rate available for every night of the guest stay for as long as this offer is active. So I'm going to go ahead and arrive on the 29th, and I'm going to check out on the 30th. And I'm going to click show rooms. So the best rate for any given day was comp, which means that's the lowest price room of the day. Your standard rooms could be comp, but then your suites or larger rooms could have a cash price associated with them. So you don't have to have the entire thing comped. So from here, I can see all my different rooms are available. We have the ability to add custom filters here. So if you want to let the guest filter by a specific room view or a specific building or wing, anything that you want to have a filter on, we can design that for you. So as I scroll down here, you can see that each of these room images has a little banner over it that says complimentary, and it does identify your stay as complimentary. If I click on view details, I can see additional details about the room as well as the nightly room rate. So here you can see that the nightly room rate here is complimentary, and I'm not paying resort fee. This is because in this particular example, the offer I selected is a comp offer, so I am redeeming a comp offer for 2 nights, and I'm not paying a resort fee, even though my property is configured to charge a resort fee for every guest. Because this particular guest is a gold player, I've actually exempted the gold players from having to pay a resort fee in this environment. So I can scroll through here and see all the different room types that are available, but I'm gonna go ahead and just put this in my cart. So as you're booking a hotel room, based on your offer that you select, you can offer your guests additional enhancements. These could be anything from champagne or room service or to a daily breakfast coupon. Anything you might want to have the guest have attached to the reservation, you can do that here. So in this case here, I'm going to go ahead and select the wine and cheese plate. That sounds good. I'm going to go ahead and book real quick. So here is just going to verify my rates and verify my offer is still valid. We always double check to make sure the offer has not been redeemed yet as we go through the process, just to make sure the guest hasn't opened the browser and redeemed the offer somewhere else. So here you can see the offer code I'm booking. I can see that my total is actually $181.50, and that's because even though I'm complimentary and I am not paying a resort fee, I did opt for that $150 wine and cheese plate. So that's why my grand total for my stay is $181. So now I can go ahead and proceed to booking the reservation. Now, the really nice thing about this for your guests is because I've already logged in and because our PMS systems have that connection to your gaming systems, we're able to pull in the patron's information and pre-fill in all the fields. You see here that the fields are not currently editable, so I can't necessarily change the email address or address because this is the data that came directly from the casino system. It is actually configurable in our guest book whether you want to allow your guests to be able to make changes or not. So you have the choice to ensure that the data on the reservation matches your casino system, or if you want to let your guest make changes when booking a hotel room. Either way, when booking a hotel room, the gaming system is not automatically upgraded. That would be a manual task. So as I scroll down here, I can add comments if I need to, or I can just hit continue. I do have to agree to any kind of terms and conditions. Now, obviously the terms and conditions are customizable and they're configurable for your property. So before I'm allowed to go to the next step, I do have to accept those terms. Now I can enter my credit card information here. So I'll enter my credit card. And we'll go ahead and just say 20. I'm going to hit finish booking. So while we're booking, the nice thing about our guest book is we're actually booking directly into the PMS system. It's not going to issue a confirmation number and then have to sync up at a later time with the PMS. It actually is going to book it directly in the PMS and issue a PMS confirmation number. In addition, any type of deposits or that are required based on your hotel's policy will be taken at this time as well.
Hey, Kevin.
Yes.
While that is working on that, does the booking engine segment rates and support yield management systems?
It does, actually, yes. So when a guest logs in, we are able to fetch their player segment, and then based on that player segment, we can show their discounted rate and the FIT rate. So we call that strike-through pricing. So when looking at the calendar of rates, we can see that, for example, the FIT rate is $199, but once I log in, I could see that there's a comp available for me that day based on my segment, or that there is just a reduced cash rate.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to jump into my email real quick. So after I booked a reservation, I'm able to automatically have an email confirmation sent. Now, this email confirmation in particular was sent through Agilysys Digital Marketing. Agilysys Digital Marketing is our email marketing and campaign tool. Why I want to show you this is I think it's really kind of cool because of all of the fields that LMS and all the different PMS systems have. We send all that information to Agilysys Digital Marketing. So Agilysys Digital Marketing can be very dynamic in how and what data is sent to the guests. So in this case here, you can see that I've received "Welcome back, Kevin. Thank you for being a valued gold player." I've even put the image of the gold club card at my property. If I was a platinum player, it would have a platinum image. It would have "Welcome back, Platinum." So what's really neat about this is Agilysys Digital Marketing, in conjunction with our PMS systems, allow you to really create a dynamic list of emails that can be customized really for any variable you can think of. If it's a specific group, it could be a VIP, or like in this case, based on the customer's rank. So not only can you customize things like the images and just basic values, but even like your hotel policies. Maybe some of your hotel policies are slightly different for a gold player, or you want to invite them they have access to the club level. All that is done through Agilysys Digital Marketing. So after I've received a confirmation here, I'm going to go scroll down here. So what I've done here is I went ahead and added the check-in link. So I'm going to go ahead and click check-in. So this is how a guest can check in online, kind of pre-check in online using our Guest Express Mobile. Typically, the guests can do this on their phone, or they could do it on their desktops before they leave. So you'll notice that after I clicked the link, it just took me directly to my reservation. It did not necessarily ask me to put any information in. Because the information was in the reservation originally, we're able to create dynamic links through Agilysys Digital Marketing so that when clicking, the guest goes directly to their reservation. So the first thing you see here when checking in is that there are upgrades available for my stay. I can see here that I'm currently booked in a City View with two queen beds, but as I scroll down, I can see that I can upgrade to a jacuzzi suite, I can upgrade to a pool view suite, or I can upgrade to a club level suite. So when I click upgrade my room, it's going to update the reservation and apply the extra charge to my reservation automatically. If the guest wants to change their mind, they can just click remove, and it'll remove that charge and put the reservation back to the prior room. I even have the ability to enhance your stay at this point here. So I could actually use enhance my stay to add those same wine and champagne you saw during the booking process. I can add that to my reservation at this time. We can also ask the guest to enter their arrival time, or you can actually make it required if you want to make sure that every guest enters their arrival time when booking, or excuse me, when checking in online. Here's the phone number of the guest. And again, this was pulled from the reservation originally. I can change it if I need to, but I want to leave this checked here because I want to get a text when my room is ready. This is a way that allows your users or your property to send a text message once that guest room is ready. So I could be checking in, I can go enjoy the property, I can be on the casino floor, I could do whatever I want to do while my room is getting ready, and then I'll just get a text with the information on how to pick up my key.
Kevin, sorry to interrupt you. I have a quick question here, and it's related to email. Does the email marketing solution send emails in real time or on a schedule?
Yes. Both, actually. So it depends on how you want to design your campaigns in digital marketing. So for example, a email confirmation is sent in real time. So as soon as I book a reservation through our guest book, or as soon as an agent books it in the system, we will be able to trigger that email automatically. But you can also schedule emails to go out at a specific time. So an example of that would be things like a pre-arrival email. So maybe you want to send a welcome email at 3 o'clock, 24 hours before, 3 o'clock of the day before arrival. So you can schedule that. So every day at 3 o'clock, digital marketing will send out an email welcoming the guests who are arriving tomorrow.
Great, thank you. One more follow-up. Can the email or text sent to the guest that their room is ready be customized? We have different check-in locations, so we would need to direct guests to different locations based on their hotel room.
Oh, yes, I see. So you have a property that has maybe two different front desks. You have like a north tower and a south tower, for example, and you have two different desks. Absolutely. So when creating your SMS or email templates for room ready or really any notifications to the guests, they're all driven off the wing code in LMS or the building for Stay or Visual One. So what you could do, so if I'm checked into the North Tower, for example, I can have a message in my SMS that says, please go to the North Tower front desk, just to the left of Starbucks to pick up your key. Or if I'm checking into the South Tower, I can have a text that says, please go to the South Tower to pick up your key. It's just to the right of the Dunkin' Donuts. You can even customize them per group as well. So if you want to create a special welcome message for your group attendees, you can do that as well.
Great, thank you.
No problem. So here's my deposit and rate information. So again, this is going to be the information on the reservation. So I am paying, this is a different reservation than the comp one I did book earlier. So this reservation, I am paying $179 a night plus tax, and I did opt to upgrade. So that's why you see the additional charge here. So as the guest is checking in, they can actually see their deposit and rate details right here. They have the option of changing the credit card on file, or they can just check in with the card that's currently on file. We do have the option in Express to actually require that a guest always enter a brand new card upon check-in, if that's how you prefer. A guest must agree to the terms and conditions before checking in, and they just click check in now. And what happens is, now we're going to go ahead and authorize the credit card on file, and we're going to put that guest into, depending on the system, basically in a status that indicates the guest is checked in, but no rooms assigned. In Visual One, for example, it's called arrived not checked in. In LMS, we call it unassigned. And this is where you can have someone monitoring the queue of unassigned reservations and assigning them out as rooms become available, or we can automate that function with auto room assign. So here, after the check-in is complete, here is the 3 different key pickup options we talked about earlier. I can opt for a key pickup, which means I'll go to the front desk to pick it up, or if I want a digital key, I could do that, or I can use the kiosk to pick up a key as well. So depending on how you're configured, we can have one or all of these options available to your guests. Okay. Let me jump into checkout now, just to show you Express Checkout. So Express Check, I just did an Express Check-in, but I'm going to do a checkout. So normally we would send a guest an email or an SMS on their day of departure at whatever time you wanted to send. But I'm going to go ahead and just key in the guest name here. So here I can see room number 315 is registered to Joe Ferguson. They have a total of $1,448. So here is their folio detail. You'll notice that this Black Hawk Steakhouse has a little different icon. That's because this Black Hawk Steakhouse was a charge from Infogenesis. What's really cool about that is because of our integration with Infogenesis, I actually can pull this line level check detail. I actually see an image of the check. In this case, he had fish and chips and some San Pellegrino for $24. He didn't leave a tip, Joe. That's terrible. So as I scroll down here a little bit further, I see some additional options. I can obviously email my receipt, my folio. We have the option here to leave a gratuity for your housekeeping team. This is completely configurable. It could be a gratuity for housekeeper, it could be a valet, or it could just be a general gratuity, or really it could be anything. This allows your guests to click here and they can actually enter an amount they want to tip, or you can have predetermined amounts for them to select from. Again, using our gaming integration, the points to redeem function is really, really cool. So when I click my redeem option here, I can see in this particular property, I have two different points banks to choose from. I have a comp bank and I have a points bank. So from here, I can apply some or all of my 1,000 comp points to my folio, or some or all of my points to that folio as well. I have the option to settle with a new card, but I also have the option here to do a late checkout. The late checkout option is super configurable, so you can have as many different options here. So example, here I have for this particular room type, I can sell a 3 p.m. late checkout for 50, a 6 for 100, or an 8 for 125. And this is based on the room type. So every room type can have a different late checkout fee associated with it. Okay. So that kind of wraps up our guest-facing self-service options, our guest book, our guest express mobile. I'm going to jump in here really quickly and show everyone here the central reservations piece and some casino integrations for that. So here is central reservations. So here's where an agent would start in your call center to book a room. So from here, I can pick my property group. I could pick the downtown Vegas or the Las Vegas Strip. When I do that, the property is automatically selected. So when I pick the Las Vegas Strip group, it automatically selects the Vegas Resort. If I pick downtown Vegas, it selects the Carson and the Ogden. I, as a user, can still go in and make any adjustments I need to, but this property group just allows you to group properties by region or by brand, just making the selection process a little bit easier for your agents. We'll try the Strip view to start. And again, I'm just going to have an arrival date today. We'll just stay 2 nights and an adult, not 2 adults. So here, I want to search for profiles because I want to, I'm booking a loyal guest, so I'm going to pull up their profile or their casino information before I go into the booking process, because the rate that they get may vary based on their rank. So I'm going to go ahead and search for casino, and I'm just going to go ahead and use, since I do know their player numbers, I'm going to use player 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you can see here that it is Kevin Hibbs, and that is from the casino system. Now, I'm also going to go ahead and do another guest as well. I'm going to add a second player to my reservation while booking. Oop, I think I have the wrong, too many numbers. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to go and select them. And now you can see in guest details, I've added my sister actually. I'm going to go ahead and add myself again real quick. Give me 1 second here. Okay. So now in guest details, I can see that my sister is the primary guest, but I'm the secondary guest on the reservation. This is important because some rating decisions or offer availability may vary based on the primary guest or if there are 1 or 2 players in the room. For example, Cassandra alone may qualify for a specific rate, but Kevin plus Cassandra staying at the same rate, we may get a higher ADT and a higher Theo, and we actually may qualify for a comp. So completely configurable for you guys based on your rating and your revenue management solutions. So I'm going to go and do a quick search here. So actually, I'm going to search for a different property instead. I'm going to go with the Carson and the Ogden. So here I'm searching for the Carson and the Ogden, again, for those 2 nights. And you can see here in the guest info card, I've got my sister's name here, her player number, and I can see that she's a gold player, but I also see the CS2. The gold is, in this case, this indicates her card level, so gold, platinum, bronze, but the CS, this is actually her specific segment. So if I click on the card, though, I can get additional details. So from here, I can see, again, both of the guests that are part of this reservation that I'm quoting. So I can see here that while we're both gold patrons, I actually am a slightly higher segment than my sister. I'm a casino segment 1, where she's a casino segment 2. From here, I have the option to replace. I can swap the guest out, or I can remove the guest altogether if they're not coming. Or, which I really do like, is this swap guest feature. So I started the reservation with my sister as the primary, with Cassandra as the primary guest. Maybe as I'm working with my guest on the phone, they want to switch and make Kevin the primary. I just hit swap guest, and you can see here that now Kevin is the primary guest in this case now. So over here on the left, I can see my different options. I can search for groups. I can search for different room types. I'm going to search for 2 queens, actually, since it's my sister. But down here with offers, this is the important part here. So I have these offers available. So these are my default offers. These are the ones that I usually shop for. You know, the best available rate, my casino discount or my AAA discount. If I actually have a lot more offers available. So if I click on this here, now I can see all the different offers that are available for not only my regular FIT offers, but also my casino offers. So these offers are tailored just for me because I'm the primary guest. And then you can see here that it's going to pull that information for both properties. So I can toggle back and forth between the 2 different properties. If I want to compare if one offer is available at the Carson versus another offer is available at the Ogden. So I'm going to go and compare the bar and the casino offers here. So here you can see I've got my Carson rates. I'm comparing the bar offer and the casino offer. The queen room here, I can click on this if I want to get additional details. This pop-up is really helpful for your call center agents because, again, your call center is probably taking calls for dozens of properties. So sometimes they don't necessarily know what the difference is between a 2-queen room in the Ogden versus a 2-queen room at the Carson. So just clicking on here can give your agents quick details of, like, is it pet friendly? What's the square footage, and so on. And from here, I can obviously compare the bar and casino rate. So I can see that the bar rate is 65, but the casino rate is 58.50. And again, these could be your segmented rates too. These offers could be linked to a revenue management solution, and this would be my segmented rates. This way, by comparing both, it really helps me to explain the value to the guests when booking. I can let them know that they are saving quite a lot of money because they are getting their casino discounted rate. I can just go ahead and select their arrival departure day here and hit book. It is going to confirm really quickly that I am in the Carson. I'm booked in a queen room, and I'm arriving on the 29th, and I'm checking out on the 1st, and these are my nightly rates. We did this just to make sure the agent selected the right thing and make sure they picked the right property that the guest is looking for, especially when they're comparing multiple properties at the same time. Okay. So from here, I can see that it already put in the guest details for myself here at the top because I did say I'm the primary guest, but it does also have my sister as a secondary guest. So when I confirm this reservation here, it'll book that reservation with myself as the primary and my sister as the additional guest. I can see here on the right-hand side, the total. In this case, there is no deposit amount required, but there is a cancellation penalty of $25 if I don't cancel before 24 hours before. So really quickly, I just want to jump into LMS and show a couple of features that LMS in particular, and really all of our PMSs can do for you. So one of the things I'm going to show you here is patron point pre-auth. We talked about this earlier, and this is a really great feature. So if let's see here, does it say patron? I'm just going to book another reservation real quick. I'm going to go ahead and book a reservation for myself. So all I have to do is just enter my reservation, my player number here, or if I don't know the player number, I can just click the little magnifying glass to search by name when booking a reservation directly in LMS. And I can see here that it pulled all that information directly in from our gaming system. I'm going to go ahead and check what rates are available, and I'm going to go ahead and put myself on the prevailing rate. And I'm going to create that reservation. So you can see how quick it actually was to be able to book a player reservation. I just typed in the player number, the arrival departure date, picked a rate, 3 or 4 clicks, and I have a reservation confirmed. The reason I wanted to show you this in particular was this patron point pre-auth. So if the patron has a player number on them like this, there's an option here for pre-auth patron points. So this is just a way for me to do a quick inquiry into the gaming system to see, how many points do I have available, and any kind of deposit or request amount that's required. And then I can authorize those points. I can pre-authorize those points at the time of check-in. Like I mentioned earlier, this is ideal to help prevent guests dipping into the negative. So that way at check-in, I can make sure they'll have enough points to cover their comp room and tax for the night. So that way, if they go to a food and beverage or retail outlet, those points would already be locked up for their hotel side, for the hotel stay.
Hey, Kevin, I have a question for you here.
Huh?
Looks like you have a lot of logic built around player rank, but that can change. How do you account for that?
So yeah, yes, a player's rank could probably change depending on how often they get revalued. So I could book a reservation. So I think the question is, so if I book a reservation today, arriving in December, between today and December, I could have gone up or down in a rank. Well, one of the things we can do to help mitigate that is in the PMS, we can actually schedule a job that runs and refreshes those player ranks maybe 1 or 2 days before arrival, depending on configuration. So that way, let's say when I booked the reservation, I booked it as a silver player, but since then I've been bumped up to gold. So 24 hours before arrival, we can revalue those players, re-get their information. My reservation will be updated now to be gold status. The last thing I want to show you real quick here is the ability to do the auto comp feature. Let's just find the right reservation I want to use here. We'll use 126. So auto comp is a really, really cool feature. Again, it's very similar to how auto comp works online for guest officers, but also is available for your agents as well. So if I click more here, I can click auto comp. Now, for our LMS users on the call, this might be, I probably said my favorite thing about 100 times, but this actually might be my favorite thing as a longtime LMS user. If I'm not signed in as a cashier and I choose a function that requires a cashier ID, it prompts me to enter it. I go ahead and log in, and it takes me back to the reservation I was working in. So if they're LMS users on the call right now, they'd all be applauding. So really quickly here, again, auto comp feature retrieves the bank balance for all of the guests on the reservation. Now, in this case, I only have myself on the reservation. I could have had additional people on the reservation as additional guests, and their casino account numbers would appear here as well. And I can have multiple banks. In this case, my property is configured just for 2 banks. Again, you don't have to expose both banks to your agents. Maybe you only want to expose the points bank. All I have to do, though, as an agent here is select the type of comp I want to apply, and then just enter the amount I want to apply and enter the auth code, and it will automatically comp that. Now, I have a guest pay balance of $4,000, but I also have an amount eligible to comp here, and you may be wondering, why are there 2 different balances? Well, that is because based on comp rules, you can configure certain things to not be comped. So tip, for example, maybe you don't want your tips to be comped. So in that case, the guest pay balance could be $4,100, but maybe the amount eligible for comp is a little bit less because the amount eligible for comp is subtracting out tips, which are not compable. Also, I have a whole lot of room charges and different types of revenue on my reservation, $1,000. So how does the system know what to comp first? And that's again done by comp rules. So I can actually create a hierarchy that says, if I'm going to apply 1,000 points to my folio, first comp room, then comp restaurant, then comp buffet, then comp phone, then comp Starbucks. You can actually create that rules. So it really makes it easy for the agent just to quickly enter the auth code, and LMS will do a lot of the work for you. All right. And I think we are just about out of time. Just finish up here and hand it back to Jen.
Okay, great. Thanks, Kevin. Well, it looks like that internet problem resolved itself. It was clipping right along.
Absolutely. Luck of the Irish, I guess, right?
That's right. Well, I'm Irish too, so we had double.
Well, actually, I'm not. So
Oh,
luck of something.
cool. Well, thank you. And it looks like we have answered all the questions already, which is great. And so we can go right to the agenda here. We're nearing the end of our event. We have one more session. So thank you all again for your participation and questions. If you have missed any sessions this week and wish to review the replay, please hover on schedule at the top of the webpage and click on demand to view prior sessions. And up next, we have hospitality for enterprise and management companies. That'll be just at the top of the hour. And we hope you can make it. Before disconnecting, please click the survey tab for a quick 3-question response. Thank you and goodbye.